Hey guys, it's Coach Joy.
Coach Beast.
From CrossFit ECF. We're here for 14-4.
14-4 now is a 14 Min AMRAP of a 60 calorie row, 50 toes to bar, 40 wall balls, 30 cleans, 20 muscle ups.
So it's going to be tough. It's going to be fun.
It's a nice, very nice chipper.
So the areas you really want to target is your hamstrings. In that first 60 calorie row, you're going to be contracting that muscle a lot to create power, and then your toes to bar is going to have to be loose. So you want to make sure loose hamstrings, open shoulders, toes to bar, bull, cleans, muscle ups, and for the rowing, for all of that, nice and open shoulders. And then finally, you want your thoracic spine also to be open, so you really can access most of the power that's in your shoulders. And finally, you want to make sure that your grip is nice and loose, because otherwise, if you start over gripping in one of these movements, you're going to have a hard time in the latter ones. So we have a great warm-up for you tonight. I hope this is going to help you on this one. It's going to be a beast of a workout.
Yes, it is. And be as cool as a cucumber and just pace yourself throughout the whole movements. And whatever movements you're good at, target those movements with all you got. And for the movements you're not so good at, just pace yourself with those.
Alright guys, so the first exercise is going to target this area here, your thoracic spine. It's going to open your shoulders, and it's going to do this in a restorative fish pose. So you need 2 blocks, and if you don't have 2 blocks, I'll show you an alternative of how you can do it either with 1 block or with no block at all. So Beast is sitting, he has his feet planted, knees bent, and then he's going to start lowering himself back. And the first block is going to catch the bottom of his shoulders, and then the second block is going to catch his head. So this is a big shoulder opener. As you can see, he's kind of in a back bend, and then he's going to turn his palms up, and that's to create external rotations in the arms, and he's going to have a nice and open chest. So if you have a partner that's helping you, you can actually have them come behind you and press your shoulders down a little bit. How does that feel, Beast?
That feels excellent.
Yeah, so to open this area even more, so especially for men or for people that work in front of a computer, this area is very often very tight. If you're by yourself, you can take your hand and you can actually comb down this muscle. So just comb it down from side to side. So you really want to just tack it down and comb it down. And then take your arm down and then take the other arm and do the same on the same side. So you're just like pushing that flesh out of the way. So that's if you don't have a partner. Alright, so next, what if you only have 1 yoga block? So lift your head for me, Beast. We're going to get creative. So almost like the cooking show where you don't have the ingredients. So if you don't have a yoga block, lower your head for me. You can use 3, 4 ab mats. You're going to get a similar feel. The idea is that you don't want your neck to be all the way down to crunch, so you're going to play with the height and get a height that's comfortable. And then come up for me, just sit up for me for a second. So if you don't have any yoga blocks at all, you can use a foam roller. So I have this one here that has the bumps. You could use any foam roller, you want it to be a little firm. So come back from me, Beast. Same situation. This time here, you catch your shoulder blades with the roll, and then you rest your head down. And then you're still going to get that opening in your chest. So it's a restorative pose, but you're actually getting a lot of action in your chest, a lot of opening. Your second move, we're going to do an up dog assist, upper facing dog. So to come into this, you're lying down on your belly. It's best to do this without shoes, and you're going to plant all of your toes on the floor, really strong feet, and then take your hands by your low ribs, so all the way down, shrug your shoulders up, and then press into your hands and feet to come into upward facing dog. Your thighs are off the ground, only your feet and your hands are on the ground. And Beast is doing a really good job of pushing off the sand and not collapsing in the shoulders. And then for the assist, make sure you're not pressing your knees into the spine directly, but you're going to put your knees on each side of the spine. And you're going to bend your knees really to give something to your athlete to push into. And then take your hands on each side of the shoulders and take those shoulders back to open the chest. How's that, Beast?
Nice.
And you're going to open up the chest. You're going to use your knees, not really to push in, but more to have somewhere, so that when you take and pull the athlete back towards you, there you have somewhere to come. Big chest opener. And then when they're ready, you're going to back off, and then you're going to allow them to lower back down. So you can do a few of those for your athlete, let them rest in between sets, and it's really going to open up their chest and open up this area. The next shoulder opener, you're going to use either a band, like we have a purple band here, so something that's light resistance, or a yoga strap, and we're going to show you both versions. So your athlete is going to need a pole. You're going to wrap this around the pole and then give both sides to your athlete. And you could get into this by yourself. You want to make sure that the top of the strap stays pretty high up, and then you're going to walk yourself forward until you can, and you're going to come into kind of a plank pose. So you want to make sure that your midline is really stabilized, so ribs down, really tight here, and then it's going to be a big opening across the shoulders. So it's doing the same action as we've been doing in the first two moves, is opening up this area right here. And then you can come up, beast. We're going to do the same with the yoga strap, so just a little different because you won't have that elasticity of the band. So you want to wrap this one twice around, then use both sides of both edges, take those into your hand, and then make sure that's kind of even side to side, and then walk yourself out once more. So you might have to walk yourself out a little more, and then take the same kind of position. And maybe, if you want to assist, you can help by taking this a little higher, so there's a real opening. I do like this one, beast.
Nice.
So it's just a little different. In one version you get the elasticity in the band, and in the other it's a little more rigid. So for your next pose, you're going to need something, a setup similar to this, where you have one pole on one side, and if you can get yourself kneeling next to a pole, that would be great because you'll be able to lean into it. So you'll start this pose by kneeling down. You're going to need a buddy that will help you and have a strap, an elastic band around the other pole, the one that's far away from you. So start kneeling down, and then in this case, take your left foot forward, then turn your left foot, put it over on the side, and get that foot a little bit further away from you. Beautiful. And then Beast is going to take his left hand onto his left chin on the bottom. If you do have it, you could take a yoga block and you could put it there on the floor, and then take the top arm right here, externally rotate and take it all the way overhead, gate pose. And then I'm going to help him. I'm going to give him the strap. He's going to do a good job at straightening his arm, externally rotating it. And then once he's in this pose, he can start shifting his hips more towards the right. So you get a big stretch, big opening over here in your lats. So this here really needs to be open and warmed up for your workout. So next we're going to work on your hamstrings. We've done a lot of work on the shoulders, opening up the shoulders, and now we need to attack those big muscles of the hamstrings that are going to work really hard during this workout. So you're going to need a wall. We can actually use the poles as well. So stand in front and you're going to fold forward. So do a forward fold, hinge at the hips, and all the way folding forward until you can get, you got to get your head out of the way, Beast, so you can get your back onto the pole and the back of your head as well. And then you can lean into the pole to really get a big stretch forward. So what it looks like, you come in and then fold forward. And you can take your hands on the ground, or you can actually release them and do another shoulder opener. Then to come out, just bend your knees and come all the way up. Alright, so we're going to do one more hamstring opener. This is a move that I teach a lot. It was passed down to me by my teachers, and it's a really great move for your hamstrings. I'm going to show it to you with a block. We've shown it to you before with either a band or a yoga strap, and then we'll go into how that you can use as well as one of the short rolls, and how can you use one of the mobility wide supernovas. So the first version with the block, you're going to start lying down. You can put something behind your head, which is a little more comfortable. You're starting with your knees bent, feet on the floor, hip distance apart. And then Beast is going to take his left knee into his chest and take the block and put it behind his on his hamstring, behind his leg. So these blocks are really great because they've got a little bit of round edge and they're actually really hard. So it's going to be really nice. So you can straighten your left leg, flex your left foot, and then extend your right leg. So this is already a good hamstring stretch. But then, so what we're going to do is we're going to move the block up the leg and really tack down that muscle. So bend your leg, move the block, and then press your leg away from you as you push the block into you, and then do a little bit of tap movement. So you're moving around all that gunk, right? That gunky hamstring. And then you do it again. You bend your knee a little bit, you move the block, straighten the leg, and then start moving and tacking down that muscle. And really getting into there. And you can do this all the way from your hamstring attachment, all the way by your glutes, all the way over to right behind your knee, right here. And that's it. So repeat both sides, really get into there with the block. If you don't have a block, you can use a foam roller. So let's do the foam roller version, just real quick beast. So same thing, you bend your legs, and you take behind your leg on the hamstring, and then you can do it with the foam roller. So same thing, you really straighten that leg, push that leg away from you, and then with the foam roller, it's also nice, right? Yeah. My last version is with the bowl. So this is the Supernova from the Mobility Wad. So you can take that, and you can move it along and roll out your muscles. So same thing, take it behind your thigh. And Beast is going to have the loosest left hamstring in the world in a bit. And then you do the same. You move that ball up and down. And you really like pull the ball towards you and push your leg away. Nice job. How's that one?
That's awesome.
Great. Alright, last thing that we mentioned is that your grip in your hands, your palms might get really tired from all those toes to bars, from the cleans. So big thing in the row, keep your hands relaxed although you're rowing. And then for your toes to bar, that's the part that was going to be really taxing on your hands. So we're going to do a really quick wrist warm up. So come into your hands and into your knees. And you're going to start by just pumping up. So we're going to lift our palms up and then lower them down. And do like little lifts like this alternatively. So it's going to be a nice warm up for your wrist to just come up and then lower down. So you can do up to like 20 of these, and then you're going to walk your hands out, all the way out as far as you can go, and then you can sit back a little bit, come forward, sit back, just to stretch some of those forearm muscles as well. And then the last version is you're going to walk your hands back all the way forward, and then flip the palms, top of the hands down, and then sit back a little bit. Big stretch, right?
Yeah.
And then come back up. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this warm up, and I hope it's going to help you in your performance in 14-4. 14-4 long workout. Those guys made it seem really easy, but there's a lot of moves that are going to be tricky, right?
Like we said in the beginning of the video, just pace yourself wherever you're most efficient in those movements, and the movements you're not so good at, just take your time with it, just get through it, and have fun with the workout. You know, beauty's in the movements in CrossFit, so make sure the movements are done well.
And we hope you all PR getting your first muscle up, so good luck to you. And we'll see you next week for 14-5.